Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Kendra Plays The Sims, and for today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the reasons why I think the Life and Death expansion pack is one of the better expansion packs in the Sims 4 franchise. So if you're interested in learning more and why I think the way I think, go ahead and stay tuned. But first things first, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. That way you always see my future content. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that I really love about this expansion pack is the Soul's Journey and the opportunity to create a bucket list. So as you can see, I have this sim here making her bucket list, and as she makes a bucket list and puts those things on it, it actually checks things off in terms of gameplay. So that's one of the things that I really like, is that this gameplay, once you start making these bucket lists, says I like to have another child. So we can add a new child to the family. So you can adopt a child, or you can see if your sim can get pregnant. It's really up to you. So as you check these things off of your bucket list, this thing called Soul's Journey is being fulfilled. And at the end, it says the big picture. So basically you're just recalling your past and looking over all the things that you've done throughout. So I feel like this adds another layer of gameplay into the Sims 4 that we haven't seen before, because it makes you think outside of the box. I know I get a little stuck when it comes to gameplay, and having a bucket list definitely makes the game worthwhile. So the next thing that I have to talk about are these functional items that we got, and this one in particular, because I really love this one in the game. I feel like it brings an extra layer of fun to it, and I feel like it adds to the dramatics of it all. We have this Bibbidi Basics tarot deck, and I feel like this is so, like I said in the last part, like I feel like this is so realistic in gameplay, because a lot of people do read tarot cards and they use them as an indicator for how their life is going. So I really like that we have this new functional item that we can basically draw a daily reading every day, and it's gonna give us something. And we get some interactions on our mood down here at the bottom when we pull a card. So let's look at this card. It says, the veil has thinned, giving you the opportunity to access knowledge deep within your soul. Let the high spellcaster guide you. Trust in this divine energy to take you to new heights. Searching for truth or writing is desired. So this kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking for. And it also says searching for truth or writing is desired. So you can kind of just go with your gameplay based off of what you get with your tarot cards. And I feel like this adds, like I said before, another layer of gameplay, because it's fun, one, and it's something we've never gotten in the game before. And we get a new card every time we pull. So it's not the same one over and over again. It's actually something new. So I think that's one of the reasons why this is one of the better expansion packs, because I feel like they put a lot of time and effort into pulling these tarot cards, because it gives us a new one every time we pull one. So this is definitely one of the reasons why. So the next reason why I think this expansion pack is one of the better ones is because we have aspirations and traits that I feel like blend perfectly with the name of the game, so Life and Death. But this one is all about being a ghost historian. So basically, as I was playing through it, I noticed that you can learn everything about ghosts by using your thanatology skill and just wandering about in Ravenwood. And basically the whole premise is to write this novel, a spooky novel especially, and to publish your book. So I really liked how this aspiration has a goal at the end, and I really love that these new traits really go with this expansion pack. So we have this chased by death, macabre, and skeptical. So I feel like it's nice when we have traits that like conflict with each other, because you have to make your sim a certain way. So I really love that these new traits and aspirations really reflect what's going on in this expansion pack. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's one of the better ones. Everything matches each other and it goes well in the gameplay. Okay, so the next reason why I really like this expansion pack is that we get the opportunity to create a will. And I think that's one of the most interesting things about this gameplay, is because we basically have something new to do. And I know in a lot of our expansion packs, we don't really have the opportunity to like do certain things that align with gameplay. We're just kind of given an expansion pack like, here's this new gameplay, play this. And I feel like with this one, it makes a lot of sense to create a will for Life and Death, because you want to be able to have things to pass down to your family. And as you can see, my sim is a little angry, but I'm just going to have her start her will. And as she starts it, it'll go straight into her inventory where we can update it, destroy it, all of those different things. So I'm just going to click on Update Will. And now you have the opportunity to leave behind simoleons, what you want to do with your sim remains, leave a personal note, heirlooms, and you can even clear all of your choices. So you get the opportunity to walk around with this wheel. That way, when you have to pass away, unfortunately, everything is already aligned for you. And I think that is one of the coolest things that we can have in game because it's so realistic. It's something that actually happens in the real world. So I really appreciate that from this expansion pack. So one of the next reasons why I think this is one of the better expansion packs is because we have an active career. We don't typically get that a lot in the Sims 4 franchise, and sometimes I wish we did because I think it would make the gameplay so much more fun. But in this expansion pack, you get the opportunity to be a Grim Reaper. So you get to work your way up until you can actually make yourself a Reaper. And as you can see, one of these Sims is actually practicing for one of their assignments, and that's something that you can do at work. You can also scribe for assignments, so you can look for the next one, or you can scribe for lost souls and send them off into this netherworld portal. So that's one of the things that I really liked about this expansion pack. We don't really have that option in that many expansion packs, of course. So I like how we get to interact with other Reapers as well, get to know them. You actually can have Grim Reaper as your boss too. So that's one of the reasons why I really love this expansion pack. We don't get that enough in The Sims. So the next reason why I think this is one of the better expansion packs is because we get the opportunity to have a pet crow. So we can socialize with this crow, we can discuss nefarious plans, so we can talk to it, interact with it, have fun with it, and sometimes we can even provoke it. And that's how one of my Sims passed in my gameplay, is because my crow pecked him to death. So essentially we have this new pet, and we don't always get new pets in the Sims 4 franchise. I know we did with like cats and dogs. We get some goldfish, some little fish that we can't interact with, but we can actually interact with this, you know, this pet. I mean, I know we got some in Horse Ranch, but it's been a minute since we got some, and I feel like this is the perfect addition to the Sims 4 franchise. It's a pet crow. I feel like it's so interesting, but it matches the gameplay perfectly. So the next reason why I think this is one of the better expansion packs is because we get the opportunity to have an event. So we get to plan out this whole funeral if we want to. And I feel like with this expansion pack, like I said before, I feel like the Sims team really thought long and hard about what this expansion pack has to offer. And I feel like we would have never really gotten anywhere if we didn't have a funeral. Because all this time before, we've never really been able to mourn any of our Sims. They've just passed, and then we had a little bit of a moodlet, and then it'd go away. But now we can actually have this full-on event where we can celebrate our departed Sims and have them be able to have a casket or an urn to be able to decorate for them, set up this whole event for them. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we can now have all these different available activities. So we can serve food, we can give a eulogy, and maybe we can do something like give a mournful eulogy as well. So we have all of these different available activities, and we also have the cemetery where we can actually hold the funeral itself. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in game and why I feel like this is one of the best expansion packs that we've had so far. So like I mentioned before, we have this entire event that we could have going on. So we can get up here, do stuff for the funeral, and we can eulogize lightheartedly or mournfully, and I think that was one of the things that we had to do. So we can actually get up here and talk to other Sims and just mourn and basically have all of these new interactions with it. So for this Sim, I specifically picked an urn, but you can definitely have a casket, and you can place funerary drape tributes. And we just have all of these cool new interactions that we have. And I feel like this adds a whole new layer of gameplay, because when our Sims pass away, we don't just want to have a little moodlet at the bottom. We want to actually be able to mourn them. And I think that's why this is one of the better expansion packs. So the last reason why I think this is one of the better expansion packs is we get the opportunity to turn into Ghost. Temporarily, might I add. We don't have to stay that way forever. We can just have the chance to be able to go under and come back as a ghost and live as a ghost. So basically during this time, you can do your goals as a ghost, or you can do your goals that you have set as a human. So you really get the best of both worlds at this point. So you can really float around, you can haunt people, you can get into different items and scare people. There's so much that you can do as a ghost. So I really appreciate that we have the opportunity to be able to do both, that we don't have to just pick one of the other. And this also has to do with rebirth as well. So you can get into this lake and basically do a rebirth as well. So this adds so much more to the gameplay, I feel like, and I think that's why it's one of the best ones. If you've made it to the end of this video, I would just like to say thank you so much for sticking around, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching me review this expansion pack and let you know why I think it's one of the better expansion packs out of all of them in the Sims 4 franchise. And let me know down below, do you agree with me or do you disagree? I want to know if you have any other expansion packs that you think are better. Let me know, and I'll see you in some of my future content. Bye.